morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Check, 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 check. Is this thing on?
First Guy Omaha Radio. First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Memorial Day edition. Check 1 2 1 2. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All systems go. All right, another edition of First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Coming at you right now. We trying to wake up on
Man,
this Monday, May 27, 2024. Yeah. I don't know why it wasn't really that busy of a weekend for me personally, but still trying to wake up.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was a little busy for me last night. Just a little bit.
Huh?
Spent a little time with the fam yesterday.
Good. That's what's up.
Yeah. Everybody was kicking it, man. People down the street was kicking it hard.
Yeah, let us know about that. It is Memorial Day today, so this was Memorial Day weekend. I heard a whole lot of people called off, mysteriously got sick on Friday,
Mm.
and then popping up out of town and stuff like that. Did you go out of town? What did you do? Is it still part of the vacation still going on for you,
Yeah.
or are you taking a vacation? This is the question too. So
Today's a day for a lot of folks. So thank you for waking up with us this morning, especially if you didn't have to go into work, could have slept in, but here you are with us. So thank you.
Shout out to this Club 630. I know they got up this morning and checked out the mix. Appreciate you doing that. Vacation or no vacation, seems like folks get up and check it out. So
Yeah, thank you.
go to firstskyOmaha.com, hit the listen button, or ask your Amazon Alexa to play First Sky Omaha Radio. Appreciate that. Pops up early of all, like up earliest. Good morning, good Monday morning, and mad love from Las Vegas. Appreciate you, Pops. It is 5 o'clock over there? 5 in the morning?
Yeah.
Yep. Miss Erica Fell gives us a good morning with a smiley face. Good morning to you. Yeah, how you been? Mark Manners up early too with a good morning. What's going on, bro? Homer's open today. You up pretty early. So just wondering what's going on. What's open? What's closed is my other question. I never can pinpoint what's up. So I know the stock market's closed today. That's all I know so far.
Following the money.
Yeah, following the money. But how you doing, man? You said you had family time last night. What else went on this weekend for you?
Yeah. Spent a little time, at the fam's house, eating some salmon.
Okay.
Yeah, eating good. Yeah, man, just chilling out with the babies, watching some movies, just spending time together on this Memorial Day. Some folks didn't have work today, so let the baby spend the night at the Graham's house.
Hey.
Yeah. Also, Mama God is in town, so we went to the Atlanta Jazz Festival. It was going down.
Really?
Yeah. It was a good time. It was a good time. That was I think that was our Saturday evening.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Chilled out. Of course, today is really the day. Andre 3000 will be there doing this thing. Yeah, I don't know, man. I might try to make it. It's gonna be rainy today. I don't know what it is across the nation right now. Tis the season for rain and devastation. But yeah, this is gonna be stormy all day. It's gonna be cloudy. I don't know. Y'all might be hearing the thunder go off while I'm doing the show. Actually, just a heads up. The power is pretty fickle here. So yeah. Just in case I cut off. It's not me.
I mean, let me pull up some stories so I can get ready.
Yeah. It just kind of dawned on me, like, I might need to give a little heads up on that, man. The power is very fickle out here, man. It doesn't take much for things to cut off. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of heard some thunder going. So yeah.
There you go. Mark Manner says noon to 6 today, but I'm not working. I just get up early. That's
okay. Well, thanks for getting up with us. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that. And as you heard, Homer's is open from noon to 6. You got the day off. Go get some wax.
Yeah.
Get your record collection together. Mr. Erica Fell says, I'm closed. No babies today.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Baby's at home. Well, again, thank you also for waking up with us this morning. Yeah. Could be sleeping in right now.
Yep. We figure the news is still rolling. We're rolling. We take good breaks. We got a break coming up June
Man,
15th. So, we're
couple
looking forward
weeks.
to that. Couple weeks, yep. So
Yeah.
June 15th we'll be taking the break. That'll be the end of season 7 for us. And that's just a reminder we're going to be celebrating that fact on the 7th of this month over in Benson. We're going to have a
Mm-hmm.
booth out there, so come check us out. We'll be talking about the next wave of what's happening because this morning show, in the morning show, as you know it, is going to change,
Yeah, a little bit.
changing up in July. So we'll be talking about that. But come check us out at the booth June 7th, Benson Days. There's gonna be a lot going on that day too. BFF always gets down on first Friday, so yeah, there'll be a lot happening out there, and we'll be out there too. You can come talk to us. Buddy will be in town. It'll be a
Yeah,
good time.
man. Looking forward to it. I'm excited. Benson First Friday, as you mentioned, is always a good time, but also, any opportunity to live a life with one another, I'm here for it. So yeah, come through, pop out, pull up on us, cop
Yeah,
some merch, see what's going on.
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Speaking of going zones, man, what's up with you, man? What went down with you this weekend?
Man, nothing much. I just kind of stayed in, did just try to get caught up on work, try to keep in rhythm of work and life balance.
Yep, same here.
Did working on changing up my diet a little bit. So I did a whole bunch of prepping and cooking and doing stuff this weekend too. So that was part of my weekend. A little bit of family time too. So
Yeah.
did a little family, some family stuff. And one of the things that I did was I have this this tape archive project that I'm working on, and it's basically tapes that are from my past, my dad's past, all the way back to the 60s, 70s.
Man.
I've been toting them things around the world. Every time I move somewhere, I got 4 or 5 boxes of tapes that I got with me. It's been a burden, but I'm finally in the position to be able to break them out and archive them. So I worked on that a lot yesterday. Went down a rabbit hole on one of them that I figured out how to repair and get down and digitize. So
Okay.
kind of look at it as a family history project on top of a music project, on top of a clear my life out project.
Man.
Quit toting boxes of tapes around the world. So that's what I did. So
Okay.
I'm
Kind
feeling
of
pretty, yeah.
lessen the cognitive load a little bit.
A little bit. So that's what I did, and then just my Sunday night is always getting prepared for Monday show. Today we got a call from Brother Kasim. He's not going to be on today, but we're going to try to have him on Wednesday because Dr. Umar will be in town very shortly, and he wants to come and make sure that we remember that, get tickets there. So we'll be talking about that a little bit today, just to remind everybody what's going on, because they have heavily expanded a lot of what's happening here, as you can see.
Yeah.
Dr. Umar is going to be there. The tickets are there. You got your QR codes. You got your hosts and sponsors. So we got William King. He'll be out there bossing as well. I see Shanti Hernandez with the Island Grill. Island Chill. So she'll be out there slinging them Island Chills, and there's gonna be a lot going on that day. So we're just kind of making sure that we let everybody know what's happening. Tickets are going fast. Dr. Umar always sells out when he comes out here. Shout out to the BAA for this. So we'll have Brother Kasim on Wednesday to talk a little bit more about that, and we'll get in on it.
Yeah, time flying, man. That's going down this weekend. Yeah. So if you haven't gotten your $40 ticket, go ahead and shop with the guys. Go ahead and copy your ticket and pull up. And yeah, I definitely see they expanded some things. We'll be giving out some awards, so that'll be a good time. Upset I won't be able to make it, but yeah, more power to the BAA, man, for putting this together. And I'm looking forward to speaking to Brother Kasim.
There you go. Right on. And more power to you for getting up with us. We're going to go ahead and get the show started. Thanks for joining us. Another fresh edition of First Sky Omaha in the morning is happening now. Sorry about that. Stepped on your line again.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, let's go on and start the show. What up? What up? What up? Get ready to chime in. It's a fresh edition of First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Myself, Paul B. Got Buddi3 Da Gawd in the house.
Hey.
And all of you chat chimers and ghost listeners that got up with us this morning. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Never know how that's gonna be on a holiday, you know.
Yeah, man.
You know, we don't blame you if you want to sleep in. So so we'll be wrapping up some things that we talked about last week a little bit. We got a few new things to talk about as well. Shout out to people that are putting stuff in Friends of First Sky Omaha, the group page. Definitely going to talk about a few events that's happening this week and coming up this weekend. And we're still looking for a special guest. Senator Terrell Kennedy, Senator Justin Wayne should show up today as well. And then also we possibly will be able to speak to Brother Sherman Wells. And that reminds me, we're going to have Brother Hassani Lee back on Wednesday as well. Man. Yeah, so Hassani Lee is won his court case on the eviction, and he's going to come back and talk about what's going on with that and his continued fight with Omaha Housing Authority. And can't wait to speak to him on that and get an update. So still lots going on this week for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and leading up to, of course, an event-filled June and July. So yeah, we'll definitely be dropping that on you. It's coming up quick, man. It's this year is flying by. It's coming up quick. So again, mark your calendars. Get ready to get outside, get active. Big shout out to those of you who have already gotten outside. At least when you can. Again, I'm seeing storm after storm in the Omaha area. So yeah, we'll be talking about that a little bit. Miss Erica Felt letting us know what she got into over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Says I built a big sandbox Saturday, and today we're filling it up. And I have lots of good plants from farmers market for the kids to plant tomorrow. Nice weekend. Okay, nice. She also says I'm in bed listening. Phone playing you is on a pillow. I had to tune in though since I'm not working. Okay, well we appreciate the love. Even if you doze off on us, we still here. We still here.
Right, First Guy Omaha, he warming that pillow up for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Also, I like the fact that you got the babies planting plants.
Yeah, man.
As a part of that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, man. If I had kids, I'd be trying to hit up Miss Erica Felt like, yo, you got space, because the babies get well taken care of. They get education, and they get the kind of education we be thinking about. We talking about building schools and stuff like that. Like, that garden gonna be a class. In a big way.
Usually, actually, garden is kind of the first class. You know what I mean? Yeah. You think about other societies before we got into public schools and things like that. A lot of learning happened in those gardens and in the fields. And
that's what's up, man. It's got to happen. Let the kids go play in the dirt first.
Yeah.
Wanda Lewis in the chat says, I'm going to be cooking for today while I'm listening.
Okay.
You up early cooking too. You must be cooking for a lot of folks today, huh?
Mm-hmm. Or cooking with love, like them greens that take a couple hours to cook down. You know what I mean? You got to get it right.
All right. I'm single, poor, alone, single. Possibly bring me a plate. Wanda Lewis hit me with this last night. Portrait that is on the side of the building over there in on the Deuce. And I was trying to I saw it the last minute this morning and was going to try to ask you who did it. You said that somebody did a good job on this. I'm like, yeah, who painted this? Pretty dope. I love it. It's obviously that's the old Jesse's Place building with the blue brick.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so it's on the side of his campaign headquarters now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, shout out to whoever who's the artist that did that. Yeah, that's cold. I'm digging it. That's legendary. I hope they keep that.
Yeah. That's some clean work, man. That's some realism.
It's one of the best murals in North O right now.
Yeah, I've seen I've seen some bad murals.
So
yeah.
Shout out to whoever did that. That's what's up.
Yeah. I think of a few murals that looking like Nipsey struggle.
Nipsey struggle.
Yeah, that ain't one of them. I would definitely love to know the artist on that one.
Yeah, it's kind of an art season a little bit. Union for Contemporary Art has just hired a new EDs. We'll be talking about that a little bit. Also, of course, the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation or the Malcolm X Hall of Fame entry. And then there's a sculpture there now, bust there of him.
Yeah, man.
From a local artist. And then, of course, if I'm showing art, I got to show one of my favorite artists of all time right now, Celeste Butler.
Yeah.
Who's a textile artist and is killing the game. Yeah, I mean, I can't, if I ever come into if my ship comes in first some of the first art I'm gonna buy is from her because this gets down. She gets down on the stuff that she does. Really inventive, different, talented. I mean, that's world class as far as I'm concerned. So people better recognize what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
to offer
Oh
here.
yeah. Oh yeah. And that textile art, that's old tradition. It's a long tradition, man. So shout out to Sister Celeste Butler keeping it going. And shout out to all you, tuning in with us. I see Marlon Harrison coming in. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, man. First guy fan. Wanda Lewis said that artist is a guy that's not from the neighborhood. However, my daughter is following him on IG. Okay.
Okay. If you can get that IG, pass it along. Like to check him out.
Hey man, it doesn't matter where they from, bro. If they up here representing like that, then
Yeah.
that's what's up.
Putting in that work.
Yeah, that's real. So yeah, again, it is Memorial Day. We're acknowledging that. Let us know what you did over your Memorial Day weekend. If you're also off today, what it is you got going on. Sounds like there's gonna be some cooking,
Mm-hmm.
some barbecuing, some all kinds of good stuff. So yeah, let us know what you got going on today. Not just because I'm gonna creep up on you with a Tupperware with me. Hey, how y'all doing today? Nah, I'm just playing. I ain't gonna do that. But I'd love to hear
my
about what
man's out.
yeah, man. I'd love to hear what you guys got going on. We're talking about putting the cookout together as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Anthony Rogers Wright who put it in my brain. I'm like calling folks now. Yo, how big is your backyard? We're about to do a backyard boogie for real. So yeah, we're this cookout idea, man. I really want to incorporate that like on a yearly basis. Cookout jam session. There's too many musicians and artists that are part of this whole First Sky Omaha family for us not to do a annual jam. So
Man, big time. Big time. Also reminds me, I kind of came across a conversation on Facebook about the Stone Cold Picnic, man, or the Stone Soul Picnic.
I mean, basically, right.
Yeah, man. Is that, was there a committee? Like what happened with that?
Yeah, that's a good question. We've been hearing rumblings of people trying to put that back together
I would
for
like
a
to see
while.
that.
Love to see that, or I'd
Yeah.
love to do something like it and get
Right,
something
right.
started organically on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially on, like an opposite year that we're not having the Omaha days. I think Omaha days is on odd years, maybe bring that back for even years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea. But I definitely like this whole First Sky Omaha cookout. It reminds me of what the Roots been doing for years now.
Yeah, the Roots
You know what I'm
Picnic.
saying?
Yeah.
Roots Picnic, bro. That's it spawned from Dave Chappelle's block party. You know what I
Man,
mean? So, that ain't right up our alley, then I don't know what is. We got to get busy with that.
good
Plus,
vibes. Good
yeah.
vibes. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Got some movement. Miss Erica Phelps says, I told you years ago I have a large yard and deck.
Oh, might have to do the cookout over there.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking at that backyard boogie cookout for real. Like,
Man.
we could probably find us a space to rent, but like, ain't gonna be. It needs to be that vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing, more and more posts like people in my generation, the 30s, it's on us now. They like not enough people in our generation putting some throwing a little something on the grill enough.
Yeah, it's kind of skipping a generation. I can see that already.
Yeah.
Every time I do a family thing, I'm on the grill, and then the next person I'm looking at is like little man.
Yeah, see,
Where
can't
y'all at?
go down like that.
Where y'all at? Yeah,
Yeah,
hand over the duties.
man. But yeah, I'm down for it. Whoever is willing to pitch in. If you got a yard, you got some space, let us know.
Hey, I'm gonna check with you, Miss Erica Felt, for sure. Sure on that. We get busy. We get busy with it. There's a lot going on, and I think that we're already planning on doing like a spring Chat Chimers kickback, to celebrate the fact that we all, the first break, coming back off the first break, and coming off the second break too, a fall Chat Chimers kickback. Love to do some kind of a summer jam, summer concert. That's right up our alley as well. I've been doing this thing called the Quickening ever since 1998. Haven't really done them here, but it was my annual event where I had vendors and artists and people come get down, and there was a lot of different variations of that. I'd like to pick that back up here for First Sky Omaha in the summertime. So that's at least, and then the end of the year gala. So that's at least 4 events that we're trying to work on putting together in the coming years. And I'd like to add this 5th, this Chat Chimer, this First Sky Omaha cookout jam session. I think that would be. I think that would be dope. I really am feeling like that's right up our alley right there for real.
Yeah. I'm feeling the vibes already. So
Wanda Lewis, proud to be from North Omaha, has a cookout every year. Paul came to one on 24th in Dreamland Park a couple years ago. Yep, I still got the T-shirt. I was out there directing a little traffic and all that good stuff. It was a good time.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, we definitely should get down. I loved it right there at Dreamland Park. That was super cool because it was intimate enough. They got a stage already. They had vendors out there with some food right out there on the street right there. So places to sit and eat. Yeah, that was a great event. That was a great event. I hope that First Sky Omaha cookout can get as big as that. Like, have that much support. There's people that came in from out of town for that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great one. So let us know, Wanda Lewis, if that's still going down. Is that an annual event? I think that, I don't know if it's annual or not. I guess it is. She says every year. So yeah, let us know when that's at.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about it. So everything's a lot of energy, a lot of focus being pointed towards Juneteenth, and reasonably so, the largest Juneteenth celebration in the nation, going down there and right here, in Omaha, Nebraska. But yeah, haven't heard much about Proud to be from North Omaha. So let us know if you have any details.
Yeah, it's an inside group right there.
Yeah.
Speaking of Juneteenth, Michelle Troxclair, our own Foxy Troxy, hit us up
Hey.
and let us know that stuff is going down.
Yeah.
This is a new flyer that's out right now. On June 1st, the flag raising and luncheon is happening from 11:30 to 2. So lots going on that June 1st day. Of course, that's the day the BAA is bringing Dr. Umar out as well. I think that starts up at 4. So this is something that's a little bit earlier than that. If you want to go down and represent, Juneteenth flag raising and luncheon is happening June 1st, 11:30 to 2 a.m. It's talking about where the program is. What's happening with the programs? It says honoring local veterans and military personnel. That's what's up. This is going to be at the Charles B. Washington branch. So it's going to be at the library. That's what's up.
Yep. Every year.
So there you go. The kickoff, the official Juneteenth celebration is going to begin here. And I think that they're part of that Juneteenth committee. Like you said, the biggest Juneteenth in the country happens here at Omaha, Nebraska. So that's the official right there. And then, of course, later on, they're calling this the Pan-African Juneteenth Kickoff, Saturday, June 1st. That starts at 4 o'clock. So it's going to be quite the day on June the 1st. If you're down, if you're in the neighborhood, you can make a day of it. So we'll definitely keep talking about that. Yep.
Might as well get out, celebrate, enjoy the festivities. That flag raising looks like it'll be nice. I see a few performances. We're going to be singing Lift Every Voice and reading the proclamation and doing some things. So yeah. Nice time to get some education, get part of the culture, get outside.
Wanda Lewis is letting us know it's going down, bro. August the 10th for this year at Miller Park this time. She says she's going to be bringing side dish. We can have Andre Lewis bring the big grill. Yeah, you talking about for Proud to be from Omaha, or are you talking about the cookout? Either one. Let's do both.
Yeah.
So shout out. She says 2 p.m. Yep. It's going down, man. There's a lot happening this summer. It's time to, live alive with one another. Get outside and spend some time. Everything is about living alive, whatever it is we do. I have this metaphor I use all the time about playing cards. Like, to me, like, playing card games is one of the biggest, just like, you are obviously there because you guys are just wanting to be around each other doing nothing productive. You know what I'm saying? Like, playing cards is just pure entertainment, pure hanging with your people, pure spending time with them. It don't even matter what y'all spending time doing type of activity. So when I think about that, the people that I want to like get down on the table with, play some cards with, then those are the folks that I want to be around, spend some time with, and really, make sure that we can do that. We can do that around food, do that around gathering in certain places, celebrations, all the time.
Yeah, it's important to do nothing together sometimes. You know what I mean?
It's a little time,
yeah. A little fellowship, a little breaking bread. It's actually fulfilling. You know what I mean? It fills the spirit, fills the soul. So yeah, let's do that for each other.
People in other cultures and other countries do this on a regular basis, just naturally. Yeah. Seems like our culture is really like, what are we getting done today? Always really kind of anxious about productivity and so on and so forth. And then we're so productive all the time and running around all the time, and we're all about our rest, relaxation, not wanting to be around folks, just being up in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one extreme to in the other with us in this culture. So it's nice to have that in between time of doing nothing, wasting time, hanging out, doing regular stuff. Don't got to be a big event. Just break some bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it so I can remind myself about that all the time. I have a tendency I'll just be inside.
Hustle culture, man.
Yeah.
You gotta break away sometimes.
So Wanda Lewis is offering on our cookout. She'll bring a side dish. Appreciate
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Marlon Harris in the chat says, I've been watching a couple of graduations. Why was someone doing the worm and another doing the moonwalk at North's graduation?
Celebration.
They know about them old dances.
Man.
He said, I was like, we wasn't even allowed to do any of this when I graduated.
I don't think they allow now. They just doing it.
They snatch you off the stage back in the day, though.
Man. But yeah, big shout out to all the graduates. My cousin had a graduation and graduation party over the weekend. I wasn't able to make it. But yeah, big shout out to all the graduates. Man, class of 2024. Man.
Bro, I felt old last week.
Man.
Looking at all my friends that got kids that I just was like, wasn't I just holding their babies yesterday? And now they graduated.
Time flying, man.
I saw a picture of one, an ex-girlfriend of mine from high school, and I was like, man, she's looking good. No, that was her daughter.
Nah.
And just graduating college, looking just like her from back in the day. Like,
man, she ain't aged a bit. Like, oh, wait.
Them jeans is good. All here. Yeah, bro.
Strong.
Yeah, 24, like her daughter 20, I think she was 24, just graduating college. And I was just like, what? I just helped her name that child 5 minutes ago.
Side B, man. I'm getting ready for my 10-year college anniversary.
Man.
Exactly.
Time is flying.
Man, yeah. Can't go back to homecoming without feeling like the old head anymore. Like I'm unk status now.
There it is, man. It happened quick too.
It does, man.
5 minutes ago, you walked into Mind and Soul, fresh face, straight out of college.
Yeah. Now I got 3 babies of my own.
Crazy, man. Miss Erica Phil says, I need a good card or dominoes game. I used to hold them twice a month at least. I miss them twice a month. That's what's up. Yeah.
I feel like that wasn't too long ago.
That was like rent parties. I remember back in the 90s for me, that was like rent parties. Come on through, pay at the door. Got dominoes. We got seeds. We got plates of food. It's going down, So, yeah, I the fellowship, man, is different these days. For real. And everybody wants to act like it was COVID. This is before COVID. People are already starting to back off from each other and just be inside.
Really? I felt so.
Yeah, I felt like COVID put it over the edge, but before that, it was already to that point. It's to me like it's when people started really getting majorly aware of like police brutality, police killing black folks, school shootings, all the stuff that's been going on in the past 20 years. It just felt like more and more people, people started. They don't let your kids outside to play. And then I remember when everybody was like, your kids can go outside, but make them stay in the yard. And then I remember it's like, just let your kids play inside. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just like more and more, we are all just kind of like not being outside, not really hanging together until it gets to that point where human beings are so tired of that. We go out and just run out and do anything outside. Then it's wild. Then you got 100,000 people doing something. But yeah, again, I feel like we live in a society of extremes. So you're either not doing nothing with nobody or you just live outside or you go outside with all reckless abandon. You're so sick of being inside, you're out. We fluctuate back and forth, but I do feel like in an overall way, it's been like people get up in their silos, man, politically too. Like in all ways, people are, and even in positive ways of like finding your tribe, there's a lot of that kind of stuff happening. I think way more than usual. There's not a big collective kind of situation anymore.
You think social media plays a role in that?
Yeah, absolutely. Social media, kids entertainment, kids be on that computer, kids be on that tablet. Yeah, man.
Got to pull my kid's arm just to go outside. Like
go outside, right?
Man, so you just kind of sparked the thought. Are those days gone? Like I was a part of the generation and the youth where I would ride my bike all around town and be gone. You couldn't keep me inside. You had to, to stop the night light. Like when the street lights came on.
And that's funny because I used to look at your generation like your generation. That was the first generation that was inside playing that Sega Genesis and wasn't going outside much. We was talking about it back then.
Yeah, a little
My
bit.
Generation X was outside on the bike, bro. We didn't even have video games yet.
Yeah, it was a balance. It was a balance because I definitely, grew up on the 64, getting down a little bit.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like it just continued to get to the point where like most kids, from what I can see, I could be wrong about all this, but from what I can see, and we got like Miss Erica Felton, people that can tell us better than I know. But it seems to me like the kids just being there on them tablets, and
Pretty
the
much.
tablets and YouTube are the new babysitters.
Man, unfortunately, Majee Miller Jenkins coming with an interesting theory though. She says American culture is hyper individualistic and fear based. You won't want to socialize at all if it doesn't pay you.
That too. Yeah, I can say I'm guilty of that. Like my time is precious, and I feel like is this am I to go out here and waste some time? We were just talking about wasting time. I'm gonna
Mm.
waste some time. I'm gonna go waste some time with some fam and some people, my people. Where's that other part of the waste of the time wasting? The going to the concerts and meeting new folks. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
just the social gatherings, the social. I don't know. Um, good one. I'm glad you caught that because I sure didn't. My program over here did not scroll down.
Oh man. Okay.
She said it's hard to reach back into our communal memory and pull the community feel into this era.
Mm.
People aren't invested in each other because we aren't incentivized to find value in the connections. I definitely
Mm.
think that's part of it as well. Safety issues. I think everybody's really scared of things in this country. Um, and the biggest thing they're scared of is wasting time because we never have enough of it. Everybody works in a way that just takes up your whole life. Every time I go to a different country, I'm reminded about that. They be taking whole months off in Spain. You know what I'm saying? They're not allowed to work past certain hours in France. When I was out,
Mm.
when I was out in France, I was just like, are you kidding me? Yeah, part of life for a lot of other countries and a lot of other people around the country, around the world, has to do with getting back together when it's time to cook up some food and eat together and
Mm-hmm.
quit work, be in the garden together. Watching this documentary on Netflix about people who are living to the age of 100 and beyond, and like
Mm.
those cultures and what they do in those cultures. And man, they're sitting on the ground still at 90, picking weeds and pulling stuff in their garden, and
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying. And not just it's a social construct. It's people getting together to take care of each other socially, emotionally. When's the last time people in our culture got together to take care of each other emotionally? Like just be there for each other emotionally. What does that even mean in our culture to be there for somebody emotionally? We go through tragedies. People pass away. Stuff happens. You go. You bring some food. You hang out. You put your hand on their shoulder. I'm sorry. How many times do you just sit and let them grieve? How many times do
Mm.
we take some time and bring some folks over to the house, let them spend the night, and get out of their own environment where if something bad happened and they can kind of just get their head together. We get up, make some breakfast. Nobody even got time to do that kind of stuff no more.
Man, hustle culture, man.
So I feel pretty lucky that I grew up in a family that did that and did that for other people, and I saw that, and still deciphering like how and why they were that way.
Mm.
Definitely cultural. It's definitely cultural. Black folks be doing that. The big mama be making sure people get together and be taken care of.
Yep.
So yeah, man. Pop says time is a trip. I remember seeing a girl talking about her 5th year school anniversary, and I said to myself, "You old battle axe." I was 18. Michelle Moreno says I was always outside. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was definitely outside. Back in those days, you you was outside till you couldn't even be outside no more. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the street light came on, you had to go back in, and begging you to come back inside. Gwen Easter gives us a good morning. Wanda Lewis says I rode my bike all the way into my mid-20s and with no hands in my beanie twirls on. I heard that.
Okay. Okay.
I heard that. Just you kept riding all through them. Mr. Eggerfeld says they do be on them tablets a lot, and I see it with their behavior and delayed speech. There's no tablets here. That's right. You got
Yeah.
them out in the garden over there.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to take that lead, man. My babies be on tablets too much. It's
Hey,
like the first thing they want to do.
I will say this though, because so is Lil Man, my nephew. He's a master on them things.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I will say this though, they growing up with them things. They're gonna be. This is how the world is gonna be controlled. Like I don't want to let them I don't want to let them off the hook too much on that. They kind of need to be electronically inclined that way.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, balance.
That part. This is just about balance. It's about balance. Also want to acknowledge Mama God. What I was expecting you to sleep in too. She says, Good morning, fam. Did not think we were rolling today. Hello, all. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in,
Appreciate.
moms.
She said, I remember young ages was a balance. By the time you was a teenager and the Xbox Live, then it was in the house more. But by then, you innately moved in and around people and community. Kids today start off in the house.
Yep. Yep.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what Mama God's saying is about balance. Like during the day, all day, she even says the door was locked, so you could not get back in the house. You know what I mean? You thirsty, you got to drink out the water, the water hose.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, yeah. But during the day, out while before the street lights come on, you outside roaming around in the community, and then when it gets dark, then you come inside, play the game for a little bit.
Man. Yeah, interesting concepts. On this Memorial Day, I think about that too. That this is a holiday. So, what are people doing on them holidays? I know that me, I personally don't. I personally am not about war, but can't deny that there's some people in our country that decided they was going to be on the front line. They're going to lay down their life for what they believed was our lifestyle, which is heavy. And people that passed away even heavier. So it's to me, it has to do with what a person decides is important is what's important. And I just got reminded about that this week too. Just thinking about that, just like because if something doesn't line up with your values, doesn't mean that it's invaluable. If somebody else feels like it's valuable, like honor what they think is valuable as well. I heard a story about somebody who had a kid who they went to some gathering, and they were walking out, and their kid forgot their drawing and was in the car just crying. And the mom's like, "It's okay, you can draw something else when you get back. It's all good, And then the father who was with them said, "No, let's go back and get that drawing." And she was, "Well, what's the big deal, And he said to her, "If you left something over at these people's house, you would go back. You have the power to go back. This kid doesn't have the power to turn around and go get what's important to her."
Mm-hmm.
So while you're raising her, make sure that she feels like she has the power to make whatever's important to her important.
Yeah.
And I was just like, lesson for all of us. Lesson for all of us to do that with everybody. It's real easy to dismiss somebody like, you tripping. Nah.
Especially a child.
Especially a child. But even into adulthood, we do this to each other all the time. Like, what's important to you? If I don't think it's important, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So I have to. What I have to do is remember that if it's important to you, it's important, and I need to honor that and act like that. Not dismiss you and dismiss the thing. So,
right.
Yeah, man. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we just happen to be amongst a group of people that are finding that the things that I think is important is the things you think is important. There is some collective importance happening here. And speaking of which, one of the people that we have found we agree with what he is doing in order to maintain a good life here in Omaha, Nebraska. What he thinks is important, we also think is important as well. Is why we appreciate him. Ladies and gentlemen, Sherman Wells is in the chat. Brother Wells, good morning to you, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you brothers doing, man?
All right.
Hanging in there, man. We just talking about just taking care of each other emotionally. Really, I think is the overall discussion that we're having right now. Taking care of kids
together.
There you go.
Definitely got to take care of each other emotionally. I think it's important to recognize each other's individual lives, and so making sure you don't think just because you don't know what a person doing that they're not doing nothing, or you're not respecting what they're doing. So,
exactly.
Yeah. And also speaking of recognizing what people find important and respecting that, I do want to give a special shout out to you, brother Sherman Wells. Of course, I was with the family yesterday, Miss Shonda, and was watching the Levi Blake funeral. And just big shout out to you for helping the fam, for stepping up the way that you did, and even going to film the funeral and things like that. Man, thank you, big shout out to you for that. Yeah.
Well, I know Shonda was saying she wanted to do it. I didn't want her to have to stress about doing it, and then it was family that couldn't make it. So yeah, I just used the same platform I use to go live to stream it, and yeah,
That's what's up, man.
To LinkedIn and Facebook to make sure that people who was following the case was able to or at least watch it like they were there. So yeah.
Yeah. No, it was beautiful, and even like me to be able to go back and watch it. Wasn't able to make it myself.
Yeah,
but I can go back and watch it.
That's good.
Yeah. So big shout out to you for that. The family appreciates it.
Man,
speaking of family, how you and the family doing? How's your family doing, bro?
Man, family is doing great. Yesterday, we celebrated my younger son's 25th birthday.
Man,
that's your youngest son?
Yeah.
Not a great you dying or something? You bleach? Is that Bosley?
That's what my friends say, but I'm trying to get some more grades. I got a few, but they're not going in enough. So yeah, all the old people, well, not old, the elders still treat me like a young punk.
Let me give you some of mine. Let's work out a deal.
Yeah, man. Don't
look old enough for you. To my name, but I'm about to be. I'm 48 now, so I'm hoping they pop in here pretty soon. So
hey, but I will say this: if the elders already respect you, bro, because of what you're doing, not because of how you're looking. So the way you walk is worthy of them of people calling you the elder even right now. The leader, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was good. I seen Brother Jack Coleman the other day, and he, I recognized him because I done went to a few of his seminars. This dude done wrote books and everything. And he was the dude back in the day where you used to key lock his cars, you know what I mean? Because he had all the fresh cars. And for him to walk up to me and say, man, I seen what you're doing in the community. I love you and love your family. I'm like, man,
that's what's
that
up.
was huge. This dude is well respected. So
love it. No, you're doing good when the elders come and say that, man.
Man.
It's all the confirmation you need,
Yeah, Elder Carl, he another one. He give me a lot of advice, but he always talk about how much he respect me. So and then I had the beautiful task of keeping up with Ernie Chambers the other day when we was in Lincoln.
Okay.
And so everybody was stopping him to talk and stuff, and I'm trying to keep him with the group. So, but it was good. He was appreciative that somebody was there that watches back 100%. So even though I didn't know I was going to be on security detail till I got there. He put me to work. I didn't wear my vest or nothing because I done it before with him. But as soon as I showed up, he like, man, I need you to keep an eye on Ernie. I'm like, oh man. So, but it was good. Yeah, it was good to see him. I could talk to that brother every day, all day. Ernie is still staying on 18th Street. He's very accessible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
And he can still do more push-ups than me right now.
Right now.
Yeah. Keep it fit.
Wanda Lewis in the chat says Sherman has been a boss for a long time. I remember when he was a manager at the grocery chain when my children were young. He was the guy to talk to if you needed the job, even.
There you go.
And which ended up being a reason why I ended up leaving that job, because I was the assistant store director, and the actual store director started getting so jealous of me.
No.
The customers would only want to come in and talk to me and not him.
That's how it is, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just saying hi to Michelle and Maggie. I got to meet her the other day, Miss Miller Jenkins.
I saw that. I saw the pictures that you took together.
Yeah, man. She's a great person. As soon as I got close to her, I could feel that positive love and energy. So, man, she's definitely one of them people. Y'all got some good people in this chat, man.
We've been talking about that. We have this idea that we're going to solidify up the chat for the next iteration of the show. And so, and one of the things we want to do is be able to get face to face with each other, and really live alive with one another. So we're talking about doing stuff like the First Guy Omaha cookout and the Chad Chalmers kickbacks and all the things, so we can kind of get together on that. So when I saw you guys in the picture, I was like, it's already happening,
man. Oh yeah, coming together.
Yeah, she definitely made sure she walked up and said hi. I got a picture with her, and then her and Kasim, and yeah, it was just good to see her in person, man. So the people that support you digitally, and always, it ain't got to be no monetary support or nothing. Just her conversation and her reinforcing the stuff I say or do is just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
and showing up for the important things together as well. So
that's Michelle Moreno, man. That girl be popping up out of nowhere, and like we did work together for the grip, and like her kids, I've been knowing them forever since they was babies. But I was going when I showed up at Underwood, and I didn't know if she showed up to go to jail with me or to have my back, but she was there.
That's what's up.
Yeah, Michelle is definitely there all the time, so I appreciate her a lot.
Yeah, man. Well, we appreciate you, and I'm glad that we are that you were able to get up this morning and come on. You like us though, with you do what you do. So days off is whenever you decide to take one, not necessarily because of the holidays. But since we are in the holidays, how do you feel about that? What does that mean? What does it mean to you today?
Well, nothing really. I don't do government holiday celebrations. I appreciate my people regardless. So yeah, we've done not funeral, but like graveyard cleanups on an off day. So, me and Sundiata go out there with our weed eaters. Matter of fact, today I'm going back to Mr. Blake's site because we drove by there and a lot of weeds and stuff done grew. I know they cut the grass, but they just went around his spot where we put the flowers and stuff. So I got my weed eater out yesterday, and it got dark on me because I was with my son. So I said today I'll go by there and weed eat the section, move everything and then put everything back, so it still look good.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Shout out to North Omaha History. I just saw that they dropped. Did you know that there's just this many cemeteries in North Omaha? So and he put them all on a map, showed us where they all are. Put it just in time for Memorial Day, so people in it. And I looked at it at first and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I stepped back from it and I thought, yeah, I got some fam that are in these. You know what I'm saying? You got some people that are in these locations here. So lots of, 10 locations. It's just in North Omaha alone. So North Omaha is a lot. So just think about what you just said. This, I guess that is the time. A lot of people are going to these cemeteries. A lot of people are helping clean up them plots and being around and thinking about it. Memorial Day is also about just having a memorial, just remembering your folks that passed away in the struggle. So. Yeah, so interesting article. Shout out to the brother who does the North Omaha history for putting that map out. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Adam Fletcher says.
Yeah, I think it's Adam Fletcher's.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a consistent thing for me, like remembering my the people who passed, because I think that's where I draw the strength from. Vivian, Amir, my mom, all those people. So yeah, man.
Yeah, very interesting.
Beautiful. Actually, just a side note. Speaking of that, you mentioned, your people's Amir. I know you're working on a documentary. What was going on with that? What's the update with that?
So we did try to bring it here. It's done. It's just a lot of complications where I think my cousin Karen said that when they were bringing it here, I won't mention the entity where we was going to bring it at, but they wanted to have like some rights to it in order for it to be played. And so we decided not to yet. I guess we got to figure out a different way or a different approach. I was kind of going to get with Shawnee maybe and see if she would want to hold like an event where we can just have it aired outside because it's just that important to see. But just a fair warning, it is the unedited video footage of him getting shot. And so it's very, very graphic and traumatic. It kind of reminded me of like the Emmett Till thing where you get to see exactly what they did to him, and it's not a good thing. So
the open casket feel.
Yeah,
man. Talk to us. Let's talk offline because we might have some ideas here on that. That's our world there. So
yeah.
I'll definitely talk to Karen, and maybe sometimes I might be able to ask her if she want to come on and talk to y'all about it because she is the front runner and we just all support what she do. And I know her lawyer Ben Crump and all those guys, they've been really working hard to keep his name in and then keep that civil suit going because she did sue the state of Minnesota. And then we did they did like a Department of Justice investigation and found out that all of the no-knock search warrants that they have used in that state was only against Black people. And so they were using it as a weapon. And even though Mayor Fry said that they weren't using no-knock search warrants anymore, when the Department of Justice came in to investigate, they realized that not only were they still using them, but every single person listed on the search warrants were black.
Man,
Not a coincidence.
No,
Not a coincidence.
no. And then when we got to looking at some of the body camera footage of where they was using them, and for instances, one instance which was really terrible to me was for a puppy. They came to the house searching for his puppy. They did a shotgun entry into the door, went around the house, busting windows. So like as some kind of shock and awe, it's 5 o'clock in the morning and you busting all these people windows, shotgun entry and running in there. And then they like, we looking for a puppy. I'm like, what?
this and y'all wonder why I've had the attitude I have about dogs in this country.
Yeah. You it took me some understanding, but I definitely get what you're saying, Paul. As far as it's not hatred towards dogs. It's about how people put dogs above humans.
They really do. They definitely do.
Wanda Lewis, yes, we're definitely thinking about Benson. That's why I was like, hit us offline because we might be able to get that shown at the theater, and a few other avenues. We're building the channel out as well. This is the kind of stuff that we definitely want to be able to share. But this is definitely one of the realms that we're working in right now. We're working on a documentary film right now for Metropolitan Community College reentry program and a few other things that we got going on. Getting to our what we were really trying to do in the beginning was narrative and documentary film in the form of keeping us aware and abreast of what's going on around us, local politics in our country, so on and so forth. And this is definitely right up our alley. So let's talk about how we can kind of get the word out, get the thing shown, and keep up with the fight. We appreciate you coming back on too and letting us know about that because I didn't really know that civil suit was still going on and there's still a fight going on for this brother.
There's still a fight going on state to state, and they did have a documentary on Hulu called "Sounds of the Police."
Right.
They featured him a lot in that documentary and Karen. So I mean, yeah, man, it's nonstop.
Right.
And then all the other stuff going on here, you kind of tackle on that, but Amir is kind of my main thing, So
yeah, real.
Yeah.
And shout out to Hulu for putting that on too. If you haven't seen that, definitely go check that out. Like you said, they featured him and a few others, and it's a very, very powerful documentary. It's on Hulu right now. If you have Hulu, go check it out. But yeah, man, it's interesting because that was one of the last ones I watched. I had already kind of been like, I can't see no more black men getting shot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But then they're because of brother Amir Locke, because he's connected to you, the fam, Omaha area, Minneapolis area that's in our world.
Yeah.
I was like, let me go ahead and watch. That was one of the ones I had to make myself watch, and this one too that you guys are trying to get shown. It's important. It's important when it comes down to the community. It's one thing to feel the way we feel about it as a whole, but it's another thing to know how it touches the community. We talk to you on a regular basis, and this is somebody in your fam.
Yeah, what's crazy is he was on his way here. I still got the message from Karen. She sent me in December saying that he was going to be here February 17th, and then the next message was we got to start planning his funeral. They killed him 15 days before he got here, and so it was devastating because that year was the second year of the 20-week program, and so at the Bryan Center, and we had him all set up to be, bring him in, get everybody here familiar with him, and for everybody to get to see his thing that he had called Saving the Youth, where he already at 22 realized that there was a systematic program going on with the young people. He wanted to try to combat that, and bring us back into a state of, we need to protect ourselves with our own firearms. But at the same time, we have to, get out of the systematic thinking of what they got black people to be and to be your great self, And he never got a chance to bring that forward or bring it to Omaha. And it was just devastating because I was looking forward to it. I hadn't seen him since he was like 10. And it was just like, now him and my daughter the same age. And I'm like, man, they could click up and do some great things. And then he did a little music. And so Johnny No Good and LP and all them would have been able to get a chance to get with him. And they took all that from us, so.
For those of you that don't know the case, he was a victim of the police serving a no knock warrant, busting in the house. Wrong person they was after, wrong house they was in,
Yeah.
and he lost his life. So justice, still looking for justice for him. The fight goes on. Man, I wasn't even thinking about catching up with you on this subject, but I'm glad we slid into it because
Yeah.
like I said, I did not know that there were still these cases pending, and the fight still going on for justice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Say his name. Justice for Amir Locke, man. So,
Right. And the
but
documentary is called No Knock, No Charge, the Amir Locke story. And if you look it up, I think they might still be having it streaming. And just to clarify too, I mean, they were at the right house basically because they were looking for his cousin. And he had a cousin that he didn't know that had did something in another city in St. Paul.
Okay.
What happened was the search warrant was served on 3 family members' apartments at that place. And Amir was on the 7th floor, so there was no need for a no knock. It ain't like people was gonna jump out the window.
Right.
The same judge who was over Derek Chauvin's case, when St. Paul came to the Minneapolis police to ask for the assistance from their SWAT team, they would only agree to do it if it would be changed to no knock. Because of course that was their practice, right? And Derek Chauvin's judge changed it for the SWAT team to come in there, and it was only a property search warrant because they thought that that was his brother's girlfriend's apartment, and they thought the young brother had stashed the gun there that they were looking for. So they came looking for a firearm, and then you killed Amir. And initially they said that, Amir was standing by the door and he pointed the gun at the police. And which once we finally got the body cam to see that he was actually asleep, never pointed it. And yeah, he was a concealed carry person. So when he sat up, he had it, but he never pointed it, never even put his finger on the trigger. And actually the cover was like this much covering his face. So when he got shot, he didn't even see it coming. He didn't even see what happened or who did it or nothing. It was just, so yeah, when you watch the actual film, you can see it that he never even seen who his target was or nothing. He never got a chance to sit up. So
where can people see this?
I would say right now, if you look around online, they might still have it floating around because we were doing a lot of film festivals, and it was online for some time. But I would have to get with Karen for sure to get the link. If it's still being shown anywhere where you can pay like $5 or something to see it.
Right.
Like I said, now that y'all telling me that y'all want to be a part of that, I could definitely give her the information, have her come on here, talk to y'all about it, and see what her sister Linda, my cousin Linda, and Linda's husband is the one who put the documentary together. So we did it as a family collectively. And then there's a scene in there where they got Lincoln in there. When I was with Senator McKinney, he had proposed a bill to get rid of no-knock search warrants here in Omaha. And so I was there to testify for that bill. And so they got a clip of that, me testifying for Senator McKinney. And I appreciate that brother more than he know for even seeing that and then putting forth the bill. And then he put, Amir's name on record as a reason why we need to get that before it happens here. It's not like it's something that has happened here, but before, it's to stop it, to prevent it from happening. So, yeah.
I actually kind of want to pivot to that a little bit as far as, what is happening here with the police, what is the relationship between the community and the police, what's going on. This is actually an article that we have pulled for today, and I want to get your take on it. This is coming out of KETV 7. The headline reads, "Recognizing the good work Omaha police credit community help with lowering crime rates." This is something this is something that comes out of Mayor Gene Stauther's State of the City address last week. While addressing the state of the city on Monday, Mayor Gene Stauther stated, "Omaha is a national model, particularly when it comes to being a safe city." Deputy Chief Scott Gray says, "All of our crime categories this year look really good. That's unheard of. Usually in most cities, especially our size or bigger, is 50% or lower. So we're really proud of our clearance rates and homicides." Again, touting this 100% homicide conversion rate. Again, They went on to say, we have one of the best ones in the country, and that helps us to tie a lot of incidents together because you collect shell casings from different incidents all across the city or even from different parts of the country. A lot has to do with leadership, political structure, just finding that community advocate that can kind of lead a program like we have here. Again, non-fatal shootings are down quite a bit. They say they're down about 35%. And I just want to get your pulse. Again, we know that the Omaha Police Department touts this, model police force of the country. We know that you work closely with both, the community, the youth, and the police. So, what are your thoughts? How do you characterize the relationship between the community and the police, and what is going on in our city today?
Well, what I would say is, for one, I'm glad that when I read that they didn't mention not one entity, because it's not one person or one group of people that's doing something that's lowering the crime rate, because it's definitely not the police efforts. They haven't changed the way they police our community. It's the conscious awareness of the people that's in the community that's helping keep the children occupied, like Kasim and like Precy that's doing the drill team, and Tamika and all these different organizations that has children involved that's keeping them off the street. Because trust me, if they was there to get in trouble, the police ain't changing the way that they apprehended them or harassing them or policing North Omaha. I was talking to my wife about that, how when you drive down 24th Street, there's always that cop sitting in the lot across from Assembly of the Saints, So it's not a change of what they're doing. It's a change of the consciousness of North Omaha. And like I said, many a times that you're dealing with a new North Omaha where a lot of the adults, and it ain't just about the organization. There's a lot of adults who's engaging with their youth now, a lot more. So that's keeping it down. And then, and my relationship with the police is mainly just the chief only. And then when I was working with Detective Schragi with Levi's case, I was in the back seat with him all day on that Thursday looking for Levi, and it was the first time I was in the back of a police car without being in cuffs. So, so there are certain officers who understand that policing a certain area, you have to be conscious of the area you're policing, but we still have the same issue with the cop that jumped out with the gun, a couple months ago on the brother. And if somebody wasn't recording it, he probably would have been a lot more aggressive. The way they came to Tall Twin House that day when she was there, I mean, her daughter was there, and they thought somebody ran in her house, and they was calling her daughter stupid and trying to make her open the door. And then
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I'll send you the link where I interviewed Tall Twin about that. And then there was just recently where I went to a house where a girlfriend lied on a baby father and said that he pulled a gun. And when the police came, instead of trying to talk, they came in, guns drawn on a bunch of children. That kind of trauma and the children screaming and getting forced to be put on the ground with rifles. That's not a model that we need to take to another state. So, I mean, yeah, they're taunting it, but there's a bunch of cases where it's still the relationship is not great. So, I mean, I can respect the numbers, but to me, any loss of life is bad. I don't look at numbers like that, like statistics. If anybody getting shot or killed in this small town where we, most of us is related anyways, right. Happening, I still take that to heart. So I don't know.
Yeah, my thoughts when I saw the article was that that's a little bit of a departure and a change for them to acknowledge that this community has helped, because before it's been, we have such great police force. Mayor Stothard said that that the community has been helping out, and then in later parts of her speech, she talked about how there still needs to be more police out there. So
that's not it.
I mean, no, we know that she ain't got the answer when it comes to that. But at the same time, it was kind of still a little bit of a acknowledgement that the community is doing more work than the police. They don't even have enough police according to them. So why are these numbers going down? Well, it's interesting that it finally got, they're finally putting something out there saying the community And I think you're right. They're not attributed to one organization or any one or two organizations. They contribute to the community as a whole, and we can kind of take that positive message. So
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we know who doing the work. We knew who's boots on the roots.
Man, that part.
Yeah.
But there is one more component to the story that we definitely should talk about, and it's the youth, specifically the youth. Just saw at Central, I believe there was a stabbing. There's been some stabbing, some violence going on, and apparently the police are trying to find what to do with the youth, about the youth. And yeah, I think it's worth conversation. Would definitely love to get your thoughts on these comments, Brother Wells. But this is also from Deputy Chief Gray. He says we're seeing more and more individuals, juvenile individuals, that have 4 or more fresh felony arrests in a year, and that's a lot. He goes on to say, when it comes to some felony crimes like auto theft, thinking of like the Kia boys as of recently, it's just a kind of catch and release kind of system right now. There's got to be some changes with the juvenile justice system, so that we're not allowing those kids to get involved in jumping from auto thefts to shootings and homicides. He goes on to say, it seems like every few weeks we've got a new city that's come in to learn from us a little bit. So I'm just kind of curious, and this is something I actually asked on here a couple weeks ago as far as the youth. And there's been some bills that are pushed to, I believe, arrest and detain 9-year-olds and slap 12-year-olds with felonies and things like that. From a community aspect, what are you seeing as far as the youth, and what do you believe could be done?
Yeah, and all that arresting and all that stuff, that's not the answer. But let's be honest, that money that the senators drew in to the city, not one program was put in for the children. There's I didn't see nothing that would target them, like learning auto mechanics. We talk about the Kia boys stealing. How about we get them and teach them how to work on cars? There was no program for that. There's no future. I mean, I don't know. It's just, and I love the Malcolm X Center and the things that they're doing, but there was nothing progressive. Everything was historical. So that's a museum. This is a museum. It's like set up to be stuck in the past where there's no progressive forwardness. So what are we doing that's progressive forward, where the children are learning trades, any electronic or digital world stuff? Nothing. I mean, there's nothing for them to do. So you're going to have, like they say, the idle time is the devil playground. If there's nothing, we all worried about, oh, I need money for my program, but your program is not written by children. So are they going to even be interested in your program? You're not including them in the conversation of what they want to do. So to me, that's the reason why there's so much stuff going on with them, because there's nothing for them to do. My daughter was just talking about this, how she just want to leave Omaha because it's just, there's nothing for them to do. And there's nothing that's engaging with the younger youth. So if you got the people in their 20s, is there a place where the 20-year-olds can come and teach the 13 and 14-year-olds? No. There's nothing for them to do. And so everybody is focused on these programs and what we need to do for the youth. But again, what I noticed in Des Moines with my brother, RJ Miller, is he talked to them first before he come up with stuff, and that's where my belief is. We have to ask them, what do y'all want to do, before we just put all this money into a program some adult done thought of that you think that they need to do. That's not how it works. So I think the idea that he had of having a youth town hall, that was great, because we got to sit there and listen to all the children. And like one of the youngest ones was in the 6th grade, and he talked about bullying and how, some of those children talked about how they see the right things to do, but they don't speak on it because people call them lame for trying to speak on something positive. And I visited a suburban school, and they're passing those children with basically little to no effort. And a lot of the kids was talking about drugs and partying, and the teacher's surprised that they talking to us about it. I'm like, but when do you ever take the time to let them have these conversations? So you thinking just because I'm an outsider, they telling me? No, it's because we came in with the conversation topic and interrupted your school day to say, what is it that y'all want to see? What is the biggest problems facing your generation? We don't have those conversations here. People make up programs and get paid off the data that they see the kids going through.
I wanted to say a couple things about that too, because I think it's worthy to bring up. You talked about the money that the senators drew in, and how there were no programs, and what I'm seeing. I just want to like make sure that we remember that money was brought in here for us to build some economic development with that. We needed to start businesses. We needed to have places for people to be hired, and so on. There's still hundreds of millions of dollars out there to help with education.
Yeah.
There's still a bunch of money out there to help with a lot of the programs that you mentioned that people are coming up with. But to me, like what the focus, one of the focuses ought to be that families are able to make it enough to be able to have time with their kids. I look at a brother like you, for example, who's very active in your kids' existence, kids' life, teaching them, helping them, doing things with them, being a part of the things that they do, they being a part of the things that you do. That's going to be way more powerful than any program that's out there for them. We can, I fully agree with what you're saying about a kid's town hall, finding out what they want to do too, and we always resort to this saying. We go, find something for the kids to do. Well, if your parents aren't working 3 jobs a piece,
Right.
you gonna do things with your family. We don't got to come up with artificial things to do. We can live alive with one another and just do what we do with each. Go on trips with our kids and do stuff. So, one of the things to me is like to get out of this economically depressed situation to have enough have livable wages and things that would make it so that your whole life isn't working, so that you can have time to do things with your kids, so you can be in your kids' life and work on those types of things as well. So,
Absolutely.
of course, we're talking about a lot of kids that don't have that advantage of the family, and so they need something as well. And there's hundreds and probably thousands of programs out here for them to do certain things. So, yeah, you're right. Like, look, find out what the kids want, to do more things with the kids, but at the same time, like the families need support. We need, like Anthony Rogers right in the chat. He's shouting universal basic income. Make it so that, everybody got a job, got time with their families. We earlier in this conversation we talked about different countries. Pops made a comment about countries that take 6 weeks off. And I've lived in countries that took the whole month off, the whole town shut down because they just take time to go travel and go do things and spend time. So again, man, organic things will come about for kids, and if there's a social construct, folks that live in places that are not economically depressed and they have enough money to do what they're trying to do, they are involved in social activities, and they have social clubs, and they have all these things that the kids are involved in and work for, and apprentice type of opportunities and all kinds of things.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Paul.
Natural stuff that just happens because your family's involved, your people, your community's involved in helping you do things. And yes, the kids need to have something that they're interested in too, and be able to progress their whatever it is that they want their career to be here without having to go somewhere else and progress their career. That's I think it's all of the above. All of the above is needed.
Yeah.
So,
and like you said, with the economic growth, if a person didn't have to work so much, because what we're seeing now with the influctuation of financing to live, you're just leaving your child to their minds to be controlled and raised by the system. There's no involvement. And so when people be like, man, I don't know what's wrong with these kids. It's nothing wrong with them. Their minds have been programmed by the system, and the system is telling them to do what you're seeing them do. So it's nothing wrong. They're just following the system that they've been left to be programmed by. And so without a parent having the time to sit and talk and spend time, you're just leaving that spongy brain.
right.
Yeah, and that's what we learned when we did the town hall. I'm listening to these children, and all of them talked about social media, how the setup is, if you don't have this kind of shoes, you're lame, or if you don't act this way, so it's like a manufactured machine of building the children to be a certain way to be accepted into their society.
Yeah.
And the ones who are not doing that, then they're not accepted. They're called lames and nerds and everything else. And so they conform to it just to have some kind of social life.
Right.
It's crazy.
They don't see their families have social life. I'm sorry, buddy, interrupt you.
No, I was just gonna say, especially the social media, like it's you know, I think we've all still had those pressures, you know, growing up. There's peer pressure, there's trying to keep up with the Joneses, but it's like 100-fold with social media because you know, you're not just keeping up with the Joneses down the street, you trying to keep up with the world. And it's people paying $700, $1,000 for shoes, and you know what I mean? Like, that's not realistic. That's not realistic.
Yeah.
It's just not.
I was thinking about the freedom that I was lucky to grow up in a family where I watched my dad and my uncles and other folks start new businesses, get into different ventures,
Wow.
do self learning and learn how to write a book, learn how to do this. And so it's not just like what they said in front of me, but it was also watching them just have enough of a life to do something. Like your kids are watching you be a community person. They're watching you navigate it and learn it and get better at it and everything as you go. And that's going to be powerful to them. You know what I'm saying? To be able to just even watch you do that. So like I said, support to the families, even like have enough of a life that you ain't having to struggle for every dollar and be working 2-3 jobs just to be able to survive. Or we have to have that mindset that, you know, money is everything. We better just go after that 24/7. Don't have no other kinds of life and other kinds of growth. Go to classes ourselves. Our kids see us go to classes, they're gonna go to classes. You know what I'm saying? Both my parents went to community college, and even though I was too young to really remember them doing that, I ended up going to community college the same way because I know that was a part of their life. It's been a part of their lore this whole time of their story this whole time. My mom to this day cooks a certain way because she took a nutrition class back in '73. You know what I'm saying? Even just like having enough family support to be able to watch what your family does and watch your family have a life, what your family does.
To that point, Miss Wanda Lewis is saying in the chat, children are trying to parent themselves while the parents are trying to hold down a couple of jobs to make ends meet. So if that's what the children are seeing, then what are they being set up for?
Go out and get this money.
Man.
Yeah.
Same thing. Mr. Stewart in the chat. Good morning, Mr. Stewart. He says the mentality comes from generations past. He says black people have never been debriefed from the effects of enslavement, which is quite interesting. Yeah, man. Chat's going off, actually. Big shout out to everybody.
That change is important because, you know, my children is only one generation removed from the crime. I mean, like, my mom was a rape victim, and if you look up Wells in Omaha, we still are going through a lot of criminal, drug-related shooting cases. My children is only removed from that because the buck stopped with me, you know. And I was able, the way me and my wife worked it, where she worked a day job, I worked a night job. So somebody was always home to feed the mind. And we stayed traditional with dinner. When it was time to eat, we came to the table and ate dinner together, and we talked about their day. I still went through their book bags in their school. I didn't let them have phones until they was old enough to pay their own bill. I see children now 6, 7 years old with their own phone. So that's giving them the option to create their own life and a secret life online that you don't even monitor. And so, it's just different. But I think the combat has to be in you as a parent to understand the system and then strategize against it. You just can't go to work and think that, oh, they in front of the TV or they on their phone, they good. They ain't outside, but you don't have to be outside to receive the program anymore.
Very true. Appreciate you talking about that. I see, like I said, the chat's going off. Appreciate everybody in the chat. It's 8:18 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, if you're just joining us. We having a real great conversation here with Brother Sherman Wells, who is from Untamed, who's boots to the roots on a whole lot of issues, whole lot of things going on, and is a man himself who is living the life and showing everybody, you know, how to be a person of the community in a big way. So we appreciate you. We talked a little bit about some of the things that's going on. We definitely got to jump over to the OHA situation. You know, you've been a heavy part in bringing to light some of the things that's been going on at Omaha Housing Authority. Keep seeing your footage being replayed everywhere. There's somebody's speaking on it, and of course we're gonna have Brother Hassani Lee on the show on Wednesday to give us an update of what's going on about his court case that he just won and so on. Let us know where you are at and what's going on. Have you been talking to Dave Pontos? Anybody else entering the fight here with OHA? What's the update on that?
Yeah, we got a lot of people entering the fight. But before I do that, I want to promote my brand here.
Yeah, man.
before it took a village, and now it takes a hood. And the hood we talking about is motherhood, fatherhood, parenthood, sisterhood, brotherhood, because it's the restoration of the village. So to get that point, what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So it's not only that we're living it, then we create clothes that people can wear to be proud of being from that hood, whether it's the mother, the father, the parent, the sister, the brother. And the reason why we did parenthood is because there's some people who don't have children that still influence their life. And that makes you a parent. So I got that camo hoodie. It should be here in a couple weeks, not even a week. So yeah, but OHA, man, I feel like one of them people that rub my hands together like, when it comes to them, because it's like every day I wake up and there's a chessboard, and then I have to move a piece and then wait and see what they're gonna do. You know? And so we're moving pieces one drop at a time. We have another meeting coming up here Thursday about something. I do believe it's going to bust through the national news here eventually. I was doing a lot of research on housing authorities around the world, and there has been so many arrests made from the CEOs of mismanagement of funds. And I think that what we're finding out is there's going to come a time where we finally find that little needle in the haystack of where some, because there's no way that all these buildings are starting to get so bad that they can't handle it, and they're consistently receiving funds. And so if you type up housing authority in YouTube, man, it's everywhere. And then our videos pop up. So it's like, oh yeah, we on our way. So yeah, with Hassani doing what he did, that was great. And you're right, there is a lot of people now jumping into the fight, in which I think a lot of it is, you know, if you ever see somebody fighting a bully, and then most people wait until they fall down before they want to jump in, or they go down to one knee. So that's kind of what's happening. They see OHA hit that knee, and now, like, now I'm in it too. You know, the federal government is here. You know, I'm ready to fight, and so it's good, and I'm accepting anybody. It's not up to me to accept it. I just feel like everybody's point and what they do is necessary, and we just keep doing what we're doing is necessary. But I don't discourage anybody who think that they can add any kind of throwing a rock and hitting them upside their head with something while we all in there scrapping, because it's going to take all that to bring down somebody, organization that's been a giant in this community for years, protected by the mayor's appointments and the city council's approvals. We need all hands on deck. I don't care who you is, what you do. Come on in and do what you can do. Man,
we know that this petition has been floating around to address Joni. Where do you know where that petition is? Has it met its goal? Is it still floating around?
Man, it's still floating around. Shouts out to Miss Weston. That's the paper pusher.
Okay.
When people see us, we go out to eat a lot together, like breakfast for strategizing. They see this, you know, see us. We're an odd couple to be sitting there talking, but man, this woman is amazing. Yep. I love her like my sister, and man, it's a lot of strategic planning. And then you got Paul and Hassani, so you bringing in all these people and these teams, and everybody got their angles. So and then MII, who's been helping me with my lawsuit, you know, and I think OHA has been served the papers. I had to pay that extra $70 for the sheriff to serve her and OHA, so just serve Joni and OHA. And it's funny because Juanita sent something to her basically calling for a public hearing about them banning me. And city council basically like, well, we need to check with the city attorney to see what we can do. I still haven't gotten a word back from that. And Joni's response was, well, Mr. Wells hasn't said nothing to us but sent laughing emojis. I sent them probably like 320 laughing emojis when she sent me that banning bar. So that is all I did. I did. I only sent laughing emojis because you're funny to think that you can tell me where I can and can't go. Like, you don't tell me what to do, lady. But, you know, she's like, well, he hasn't addressed me or said the reasons why. Like, what do you thought I was going to come and start begging? Please, Joni, let me in. No. I'm just gonna laugh, and then next thing you hear from me is something from the courts.
There you
go. Playing no games, like I'm giving you the power to control me. What? So them laughing emojis was just that. That's all. And then I felt like she was telling on me because she forwarded the laughing emojis to city council.
Look what he did.
What are they supposed to do about you laughing? What are they supposed to do?
Right. Yeah, I was imagining them going, oh, thanks, Joni.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah, the signature thing. So there's the online signatures and then the in-person signatures. So we probably at about maybe 400 or 500.
Okay.
And so we're gaining a lot of traction with the signatures. The in-person signatures, I'll be at the thing they having on the 29th. And that's really their thing, but I'm going to be there because, for one, I might have to bring my speaker system for them to use. And we all in this together, so I will be there probably to just collect signatures. But I'm the type of person, like, I don't have to be the forefront person all the time. I know how to sit on the bench and let the other players get their time.
There you go.
With Paul and Hassani, and even though I was the one who brought Paul in and asked him to initially show up for the interview for Florence, and then we strategized on the sitting outside the thing to get more people to trust him. And the whole goal with that was for Paul to be the person that people can start talking to and trust, and that leads still back to us in the community. And it's working because now we're able to get more people to speak for themselves. That's the goal. You don't want to always be the person speaking for them. They got to speak up for themselves, and you empower them. And so if you're not empowering the people around you, what are you doing it for? For your self-gain and self-interest? Nah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And they talking about, he's talking about white Paul, not me. No.
Yeah. No, you know, the brothers ain't about to sit out there all day like that. That boy Paul like a caveman. He come out there no matter what time of weather. We done seen him out there in the snow, the rain. He called the office. He stake up that sign, and you know, he's sitting out there. So
we all got our own form of activism. So
absolutely.
More power to Paul Filming for sure.
True.
And I think everybody's doing their part. And then, like I said, with the senator proposing that bill and knocking David off the board with the bill, which is something I had already spoke about at City Council on record, that him being a partner or co-owner of Beeee Homes, David Levy, however you say his name, that was a conflict of interest because that's the same organization or law firm that assists OHA in their lawsuits or things like that. So how are you on the board and you got an ownership in that? So when I mentioned it, nobody took it to heart. But then when he made the bill and made it law, now he got to get off the board.
Making moves. Like you said, chess, not checkers.
And I will say, I do want to say on the record though, my dealings with David Levy is pretty stand up dude, pretty, you know, as an individual. Now he's been in positions here that we got to kind of question. So, you know, and I don't feel like there's anything nefarious going on there, but yeah, there's stuff that needs to be checked, and there's positions that need to be checked. And I'm glad that pressure applied made it so that he did the right thing, stepped down, and so on and so forth, you know. So, you know, I just wanted to put that out there too, because sometimes we forget that we deal with these folks on a regular basis, and we got to kind of feel like we feel and think what we think. But a lot of times it's about going in there and having that conversation as well, because they're not getting it from that perspective, and they didn't necessarily do anything. They weren't necessarily in there to for their own agenda and twist any gears. But sometimes they are. So you got to check everybody. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
It's like the war. And even like with Cammy, she stepped down. And even like with Sal, he's on the board, but he's also the person who's been helping fund the BAA. So it's like each individual have their own thing going on. So it's like, but when I look at it, so I have a cousin, her name is Lillian Clemens, and she was just, all she did in the Iraq war was fill up planes when they landed or stuff like that, you know? But when the insurgents came to attack her camp, they didn't say, hey, are you a combat soldier?
Right.
Or are you? No, they killed her and she died because she was a soldier. She was a part of the, so when you're in war, it has to be, I mean, there's no lines drawn on what position do you play. If you're on that side that I'm attacking, then you're all in with everything that's coming at you.
Got a point.
That's the only thing. So with David, Sal, Cammy, any of them that feel like they're being attacked, I'm sorry that it feel like that, but you are on the side of the people that's doing, that's a part of this humanitarian crisis that's not addressing it. And maybe it might start with the head person, with Joni or the mayor, but you on that team, so
you got a point.
Yeah,
you got a great point.
Tell them people like don't kill my cousin. She ain't a combat soldier. No, she died.
Right.
She was in the army.
Now on the as we've been talking about this, we've had people in the chat that's been questioning that board. We Cammie Watkins, who's been on the show before, she's been a friend of First Sky Omaha. Also Sal, like you said, there's some nuance here because there's some folks that were on that board and we got to kind of question like, what are you doing on this board? Mm-hmm. What changes are you trying to make? So I wanted to get an update. I actually wanted to reach out to them and try to have them on the show to talk more about it. But you're saying there's already some movement here. You saying Miss Watkins stepped down?
Yeah, she resigned as of May 20th. So,
it is. It's over everything that's been going on here, right?
I don't know for sure. I know David is done because of the bill.
Yeah.
So and.
Boy, I'm anxious to have some folks on and ask some questions now. That's
yeah. People have been trying to see what's going on with the board. So yeah,
we'll definitely Miss Weston with her diabolical self. She did a video called "The Enablers," and she put everybody on blast because if you're on, you're an enabler of what's going on, and I know a lot of them feel like, well, I'm not a part of the day-to-day operations, or this is a decision the board only focus on finance, and I get that. I understand that. I know they don't understand how things work, so they just pointing the finger. No, there's no body off limits if you are wearing or getting paid from OHA. You're a part of the war. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And really, from my perspective, it's not even in I don't personally know Joni Poor. You know what I mean?
Either.
I don't personally know her. I can't really say anything, but the job that she's doing, she's not doing a good job at it. That's just honesty. You know what I mean? I would want to be held accountable the same way. If I was on here on this mic and I wasn't being responsible and I was spreading misinformation and doing all this, that, and the third, pull my coattail. Let me know. Sit me down so I don't damage anybody or damage myself. So again, it's nothing personal, but right is right and wrong is wrong.
Absolutely. And that's why I didn't go back and forth with Joni, because I don't know that woman. She's the one who came downstairs that day and said, and Mr. Wells too, like, what is your problem? Like, you want to make this against me and you, and I don't even know you like that. So I'm not versing you. You're not that important to make me be the focus of what we're doing. But your position is the importance, not your person. We don't know you.
Right.
Definitely feel like taking things personal.
Yeah,
man. Appreciate the updates on that. We'll definitely keep on talking about this and keeping our eyes open on it. Brother Hassani Lee coming in telling us about what's going on with his story. I like that analogy that you talked about the bully. Two people go head up and then one person goes down, and now you want to be like, okay, we got him.
We got him now. I'm in it.
Hassani like, what's this weed stuff?
Right. Been in the trenches.
Right. It's funny, man. So, but I mean, I think that's just how it's working. A lot of people now is coming out to say, I want to do this and do that. So we still welcome it. So.
Yeah, we're here for it.
Jumping in the chat real quick. Can't even keep up anymore. But it's interesting. Wanda Lewis is giving a little bit more info on David Levy, who is running for Metro Transit against Clarice Dombeck, who we had on the show. So he's trying to do that now. Also, Tony Johnson is asking, what about the other two, Tony Vellon and Danielle Goodwin? Are they also being talked to, called out? Any news on what's going on there with the rest of the board?
Well, Miss Weston, she did put all of them on blast. So Tony was in that video. Daniel was in that video. Danielle Goodwin was in that video. I think that Tony is about to be up for reappointment. So I don't know if he's going to go for it or not, or if the city council is going to clean it all out. But what I've noticed in other states is when the Department of Justice have an investigation, they have had times where HUD basically fired everybody. Took over the board and the situation, reestablished it, got everything going, and then brought in new faces. So we'll see. I mean,
Wow.
we still writing the history right now because it's history in the making. Because OHA have never been challenged to this point. Usually, it's a story here, a story there, and then it fades off into the background.
Right.
But you got the right ones this time. We're not fading to the background.
Man, brother Anthony Rogers is right, kind of saying what I was thinking as far as the receivership, and I'm
Right.
kind of thinking, is that what you're referring to? Is that what a receivership is? Brother Anthony Rogers Wright says the receivership will clear them out, keeping it clean. He says it's not one bad apple at OHA. The whole tree needs to be chopped down and the roots torn out. Man.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, brother. So, and I want to do a live where I'm just showing those videos from other states and in comparison to what we are going through, because for some reason, I don't know if y'all dug this deep into Omaha, but there's like a cabal of people that keeps the oppression going here because they're making money off of our data, and our data is used for coupons for federal dollars. So if you keep a city in this mindset of past, no progression, and you keep getting data and then no economic growth, it's all equals federal dollars, because man, we need to help these poor people, you know, and so we need the federal dollars to help these poor people. But if we become too conscious and then we actually get our own money, there's no more begging, and the crime rate goes down. Like you said, the children can go right down on 24th Street and work in the mom and pop stores and start learning their trades early. And then it takes away from all of the programs and everything that people's doing. So unless you step outside of Omaha, you just don't see it. But in every state, there's a small pocket that they're doing the same thing in the cities. So it's up to the people of the city to stand up and become more aware and consciousness of the games, the poverty pimping.
Man, you stole the words right from my mouth. It's like you reading my mind. I don't know. It's like my thoughts on my head or something. Poverty pimping. Man, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is, man. Poverty pimping, middlemaning. We wonder why there's so many hundreds of millions of dollars and so many nonprofits in our community. Yet we're still economically depressed. Yet we're still not seeing the development because it's not coming to our community. It's for our community, but it's not coming to our community. So yeah, we gotta figure that out. And it seems like you kind of got a glimpse. Yeah.
Man, appreciate it, bro. What's next? What's next coming up for you? I know that you've been doing your podcast as well. You've been doing live. You kind of do lives when it comes up. You don't really have do you got a regular day on your live?
I have a regular day. Well, my computer was broke, but now I got it back going. So really, I'm looking forward to the Assembly of the Saints opening their doors to the community. They've been slowly over there building. I'll say we now because I'm a part of it. Bringing the greenhouse, and eventually we're going to open that building up where there's the barbershop, the weight room, the diaper drive, the game area, the media room, the podcast room. It's so much stuff going on, and then all that land and feeding the community and bringing people in, and Robert Wagner and a family of the lost and stolen, and everybody. I have one central location that will be able to enlighten our community and provide a bunch of resources. So I'm just looking forward to this Assembly of the Saints finally opening them doors and busting it open. So
what I'm hearing is it's a real deal Assembly of the Saints. A real deal. Saints coming together and make it happen. Shout out to you angels, man, for real.
Yeah, Pastor Ballard, man, he the truth. So.
And of course, you know what's coming up over there at the Assembly.
Yeah. See what you did there, Paul. See what you did.
Dr. Umar coming to town for the Pan-African Juneteenth kickoff. Coming up this Saturday, man. Assembly of the Saints, 4224 North 24th Street. You know where you passed it a million times, bro. A blue building that's got some murals on the side of it. And it's interesting to always let people know about what that is, because they have no idea. Like you just laid up some more information on what they got inside and coming up and what they're working on. So lots going on here, but this is your chance to go check it out. Definitely get your tickets for this. Dr. Umar sells out. It was sold out last time for sure. He's gonna sell out again, I'm sure, this time, man. I can see a lot of people there that are about it. I can see William King is gonna be a part of what's going on, man. You guys got the awards happening again. That's what's up.
Yes.
Looks like Shanti Hernandez gonna be out there with Island Chill.
Yes.
So yeah, man, lots of stuff going on here this day, and it's steadily growing as we get closer to the date. But get ready, June 1st is right around the corner,
Man.
and we're gonna be in the Assembly of the Saints doing it again.
Assembly of the Saints doing it again. He said, anytime y'all need to build it, let him know. So
Beautiful.
yeah. And so Kasim, I made that flyer for him this time, and I'm like, we have to. Everything is in-house, in-source. And so, yeah, man, everybody take on their roles and do their thing. So I'm going to be hosting that thing again. Think I'm going to have a couple of co-hosts. And so, yeah, it's going to be beautiful, man. And Umar, when he was here last time, I gave him a hoodie. Then he went back home and did a 15-minute live in that hoodie. So I was like, there you go, bro. I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, so, yeah.
What's up? Man, me and you got to talk about I'm from the hood, First Guy Omaha collab shirt. Hoodie or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yes,
I'm into doing collabs again, man. It's coming down, so we'll definitely get together on that. But man, appreciate all.
Collab with Steve Nelson too. So Cold. So
man,
from the hood on the front and on the back, it had his logo and the So Cold logo. So yeah, it was beautiful. I'm always open to collab, brother. Yes, sir.
Do you have you got a website or something to be ordered from, or you
can order from I'm from the hood.com. But most of the orders I get is either on Instagram or Facebook. Okay. So I got the summer stuff coming up here, but I did have to throw a couple hoodies in there, like for Anthony. He wanted that. He wanted that for Army Fatigue one. So I got that coming in, and then a bunch of short sets. And my wife and daughter is putting together some women apparel.
Okay.
So y'all just keep your eyes open for that. So we've been testing it. But shouts out to the manufacturer, man. They definitely listen to the ideas. And, Johnny, the cameraman, he helped me do a lot of my mock-ups. And so, man, it's so many people in a network of things that happen.
Yeah.
It's not just me. It just might look like that. People call it the Sherman Wells show, but it's not true. A lot of those people prefer to play a background role in what they do. But I appreciate them, and they know I love them. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to love on my people. So
man, that's what real community looks like. Real community. Even got my hood shirts. I'm from the hood too, man. So representing. I do see there's a few people in the chat asking where to cop some gear. So it looks like they're trying to get down. So yeah, man, you see the brother, holla at him. You see the website, check them out, and let's support. That's
what's up. Right on, man. Always a pleasure. I'm glad we got a little chance to speak to you for a little longer today. So that's what's up.
Yeah. Always a pleasure, brother.
Yeah, appreciate y'all brothers for having me on and keeping me relevant amongst y'all, the chat timers. And even though I know the majority of them, some of them I don't know, but I appreciate the opportunity to come and speak with them all the time. So yeah,
for sure, man. I'll be in town next week. Let's get together.
All right, for sure, bro.
Yeah, we got to check it up. All right, man. Have a good one, bro.
Peace
and love.
Peace. Yeah. Man, always a pleasure to see that brother and talk to him and get deep. Man, love it. Let's take a quick break. You're listening to First Guy Omaha Radio. First Guy Omaha in the morning. About 20 minutes left in the show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, y'all. Don't you touch nothing. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to First Guy Omaha Radio. First Guy Omaha in the morning. Paul Beeee, Buddi3 Da Gawd.
Hey.
All of you chat chimers, ghost listeners, radio listeners, thanks for joining us. Thanks for going off in the chat. Love it, love it, love
Man,
it, love it. Really appreciate you guys doing that and showing respect to the brother Sherman Wells and recognizing him for all the good that he's doing in the community in a big, big way. Man, cop the merch.
yeah, man,
Get
yeah.
down with him.
Sister Wanda Lewis also reminding us. He says, "Don't forget the Dollhouse Fashions location. Don't leave us out."
Yo,
Yeah. Shout out to Surrender again down Dollhouse Fashions for the ladies
that's
down
real.
there on the Deuce. Check them out.
Love to have her on, man. We love to do profiles on people that got businesses in North Omaha in a big way.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, as you know, I mean, we keep on going like we're going. We're gonna have a Deuce Mall and have
man.
everybody's stuff in there. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense. I'm all for it. I'm all
And you-
for it. So, yeah, big shout out to everybody out there hustling and bustling, making it happen. Yeah, we support. Also, this is a good time to remind people we do have the Black Business Registry that's still popping on the. Hello.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
My mic just muted, but yeah, Black Business Registry on the top of Friends of First Sky Omaha. So yeah, make sure you check that out.
Yeah, please do. And if you are a black business and you're not on there, hit us up. And you can also hit us up with your email address at firstskyOmaha@gmail.com as well.
Amen.
And then get ready for the newsletter coming. And if you have a business, let us know. We'll put that on the registry too. So yeah, we got a few things that we're working on here to try to really continue to build community. Since we're here, gathering some data, getting your feedback, and spreading the word on the things that you guys are into as well. So appreciate that very much.
Big time.
Had this up earlier. Don't forget, there's a public call for art that's coming up. June 9th is when the call closes. Let all your artist friends know that we can have some representation in that new library, the Omaha Central Public Library that's happening on 72nd and Dodge. It's going to be a big, beautiful building, and it'll be great to have some of us to be able to really represent from our neighborhoods and our community in this building. So we had a special guest on that came on to talk about it just recently, and we want to keep on reminding folks to go ahead and do that. This is a reminder. I think everybody's heard of it now, but we're reminding them now. It's got to go down. So please go ahead and let your family and friends and anybody who does art know. And it's not just painting. There's sound design. There's all kinds of things that can be done here. So definitely go check it out at the omahacentrallibrary.org/art page, and then get more information on that. And also you can submit your application there too. So call for public art. I really, really, really hope that when this thing opens up, we're going to be able to see some representation in there in a real way.
Man, that's what it's about.
Most definitely. It is 8:47 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, buddy, you want to do a little lightning round on the rest of the things we wanted to talk about today?
Yeah. I had quite a bit, but we can definitely breeze through some of this. Of course, more storms coming through the Omaha Metro over the weekend and last couple of days. Apparently, it's been reported about 14,000 homes were without power over the weekend. Again, it looks like most of the homes have been restored. But if you or some loved ones still without power, here's a quick link to where you can stay on top of where the outages are and when your power might be restored and things like that. And definitely big shout out to everybody who has been volunteering and helping, and still families, man, still struggling. Of course, got hit with a tornado and then the apartments flooding and now more storms, power going out. So yeah, people in the community still need help. People in the community still struggling. So let's look out for each other, man. So big shout out to those who have already done that. And again, if you are a loved one is dealing with some power outage issues, definitely check out that link to get more information.
Yep.
Also happening, this is in other news, but this is something we should be looking out for. Homeless encampments still closing down, still being cleared out in the community. This latest one being reported by Channel 3 KMTV, an encampment at 84th and Grover will apparently be moved. Again, there's not a lot of space in our shelters. The Sienna Francis home, a couple of other homeless shelters in the community are running short on space. Of course, especially in light of everything I just talked about. Again, people being displaced by their apartments being flooded and homes being destroyed by tornadoes. And we've already heard of one apartment complex that tried to send people to Sienna Francis house. But as I said, man, the space is already limited. So again, a lot of our brothers and sisters may be finding themselves out on the street. So again, let's look out for each other. And it's just kind of disheartening as far as what's going on with the encampments. I kind of appreciate this article in particular because it's not necessarily a situation where people in the community like, yeah, these homeless people need to get out. Of course, there are some safety concerns that they're saying, but also, individuals in the story in the community saying that there needs to be something done, and just moving people, clearing out these encampments isn't the answer. The city's homeless outreach coordinator, Tamara Dwyer, who I'm not familiar with, but would love to speak to her. She says, we don't want to just clear people out and move them along, because that's not really solving the problem. It's just moving people around the city. Also, Dwyer said it could be explained in the process as far as how the city goes about moving people. She says it will follow procedures of connecting people to resources, making sure they're in a safe place, or connected to housing, connected to street outreach, those types of things. So again, if you have any resources or know anybody who's in need of resources, apparently there is a city hotline that can be reached. I don't have the number here, but if anybody can get that, definitely would love to appreciate if you were to drop that in the chat. Excuse me. Again, Dwyer says the best thing concerning neighbors can do is give resources for street outreach and call the mayor's hotline. And when that happens, it will be added to their location list and they will visit it. So some resources, but yeah, definitely kind of, be wary of how police and, how our houseless brothers and sisters are being treated. Go ahead, Paul.
I will say that there's been complaints about them being in that particular camp, which is the reason why they're talking about moving it. And it is because of neighbors who are saying we're a little uncomfortable riding around and all that mess. They don't want them next to them, and they're raising some complaints about it. And that's the reason why there's even any action here in the first place on that thing, on them having to be moved. So that part to me is disheartening. It's disheartening. I mean, nobody wants to have an unsafe situation in an encampment close to where they live, especially if they got kids and so on and so forth. So part of it is understandable, but again, the solution is always, especially in certain parts of town, let's pick them up and move them out, and that's unfortunate.
But again, I definitely, that's not the answer. So we got to figure out something. And this is supposed to be a lightning round, but quick side note on the homelessness thing. Somebody brought to my attention apparently there's a price tag that was figured out again in the midst of all these Palestinian protests and people speaking up about the financial aid that America has been sending to Israel. Someone's mentioned that it would only take about $40 billion to cure homelessness in the nation completely. $40 billion. In comparison to the 100 or so billion that have already been sent out to Israel. Wow. Yeah. When we talk about these things, I just wanted to point out, like, these problems can be solved if we wanted to solve it and we, made it a priority rather than war. So,
right.
Yeah. There you go.
Before we get to the next thing, I just want to jump in the chat. Very interesting stuff happening here. Also, Tony John, that woman, Miss Erica Phelps, says tenants at the Ramblerage, who were told to go to the shelter, are reporting their apartments have been looted.
Yep, that has been happening.
Neighbors say they got men openly urinating in the yards and so on. Appreciate the update on that particular apartment complex. And I gotta say, with us reporting the news on the National Guard coming in to help stop some of this looting out west after the tornadoes, I wonder how much help we're getting. These folks are getting about the looting that's going on in their places. So it'd be interesting to see if we can find out any information on that. But I appreciate that very much. You bringing that in.
Good question. In other news, the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services has released a dashboard that maps overdose prevention and treatment resources. Of course, it's very interesting how the opioid pandemic has been treated versus the crack epidemic. But, here we are. So if you are a loved one or, a community member, anybody that, finds themselves dealing with addiction, dealing with opioids, dealing with the ravages of that lifestyle, here's a link to the DHHS dashboard for resources. Here we go. For resources for anybody who, needs resources, who is looking for help, who's looking to change their lives. So yeah, there's that.
DHHS, huh?
Yeah. Again, it's interesting, like talking about the homelessness encampment with the city, and it's hard to kind of trust the powers that be, DHHS in the city, but there's resources. So, at least we want to pass that along. Hopefully it'll help somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, we can keep going with that. We'll end it there. That pretty much does it.
Okay.
For today. Yeah. There's some other things we could talk about, but we can save that till next episode.
Yeah, just jumping back into the chat real quick. Some interesting stuff here. I'm trying to find it again. Tony, I think it was Tony Johnson who said, let's see if I can find it. Yeah,
How about the generators?
yeah, the generators. Thank you.
Yep.
We're on the same
Yep.
page. Did you
Yep,
find
he
it?
said, yep, he says I had to drop off generators to rental property. Recommend people invest in getting one for their stormy weather days. So okay, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. If you can, most deaf. There's
I
a
mean,
lot of
they can be a little pricey, but
they can, but some necessary on a lot of different levels too. Especially if you're you think about your elderly population who have machines and things that they need
yeah,
to stay
yeah,
online at home and so on. Like
yeah.
my power goes out here, bro. Just me at this age. You know what I'm saying? If I got to go a few days without the sleep apnea machine, then I'm walking around like a zombie back in trouble. So yeah, it's important to like think ahead on those things for sure. In any state, in any place, it's funny. That's something that it seems like it should just be kind of built into where you live, is that you got some kind of backup generator, backup power. But I appreciate people that have properties that are providing those things for people as well. In order to just acknowledge where we're at and what's happening. We can get hit with a tornado anytime. So it is what it is.
Yeah. And man, Miss Erica felt what an interesting point too in the chat on the homeless situation. She says it's called a homeless industry for a reason. She says my mother opened the homeless shelters in the Oakland Bay area and told me in the 80s that it's beneficial to city, state, and federal government funds. Talking about kind of that poverty pimping that we was talking about. It's just the nature of the thing. Some people are in it for the right reasons, and they do want to help individuals in certain situations that need the help. And some people just there for the check. Just call it what it is.
Yeah, pretty much. I appreciate everybody that joined in today. We only got a few more minutes left in the show before 9:00. Again, like I can't tell you stress enough how much I appreciate people coming on especially on a day off, of the day you can sleep in.
Man, just off.
It's Memorial Day and it's Memorial Day weekend as well. So I know a lot of folks are still kind of out of town, coming back in today. Took the weekend off. It's funny because I got a few friends of mine hit me up. Were like, yeah, we gonna conveniently be sick on Friday and make it a 4-day. Anthony Rogers right in the chat says California spent $22 billion on homeless programs, still 220,000 houseless folks.
Man, see, that's the programs. Like
California has a serious issue though.
Yeah, I mean here in Atlanta too. Like I've never seen people camping on side of the highway the way that is out here, man. Like
there is an industry, there is a huge situation, and it's getting worse because there's not affordable housing, and housing in general is getting so out of control that people are having a hard time even finding places to live, man. And if you're on any kind of a fringe situation, I think it's why everybody's so fired up about this OHA situation too, because that is a situation where you're in trouble, and so now you need some assistance, you need some help. So now you're in these towers. Where do you go after the tower situation? Where do you go then? What if you're in a situation where you can't live in the towers because of the conditions? I'm sure that there's a lot of folks that are in these homeless camps, or taking advantage of Sienna Francis House and other places that were previously in the towers, and then where do you go from there?
Yeah, I mean, actually, the gentleman that Chris Baby Boy Bolin just featured in his story that's in the encampment, I believe he was in the tower. So yeah.
Anthony Rogers Rice says, last time I was in Atlanta, I was shocked. Have not seen it like that ever.
I
remember being shocked about last time me and you, buddy, were in San Francisco. I've forgotten about the California homeless situation out in San Francisco. It was really deep.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Really deep.
Vegas too.
Yeah. Maggie Miller Jenkins says June 7th through the 9th is the DIM state conference, and I can still get people signed up to be delegates for their districts. Hit me up.
Okay.
So we know that's going on June 7th through the 9th. Yeah. Democratic State Conference is happening. Hit Maggie Miller Jenkins up on that. Appreciate that reminder there. And before we get out of here in just about a minute, just want to kind of look through and see if there's any other haps that's happening. I know that the Empowerment Network is doing Rebuilding the Village conference coming up. Eric Thomas is coming through. This is also happening on Friday, June the 7th.
That's heavy, man. That's heavy, man. Man, E.T. gets down, man. If you haven't heard of Eric Thomas, you might have heard. You can see it on his shirt. That's kind of his seminal saying. You have to want to succeed more than you want to breathe. And that's real.
That's some serious ambition right there.
Man, I actually met this brother before at a conference and seen him speak. Very powerful brother, very, very powerful. One of the top public speakers in the world. Yeah, if you can make this, check it out.
Well,
This
now I
is
know where
huge.
you gonna be at the day of the Benson days. Where Buddy at? I thought he was DJing.
Man,
Him and ET got together.
man, yeah, it's gonna be
So
huge.
there you go. Empowerment Network. Go ahead and get your tickets. You can go to rtvomaha.com. Get tickets. This is Rebuilding the Village Conference, CHI Health Center, Omaha.
Man.
Huge event. Huge speaker. Dreams and Visions, Friday, June 7th, 2024. Shout out to Empowerment Network for putting things on like this and bringing these kinds of brothers out. I got to say, I appreciate it.
Big time.
Big time. And as far as anything else is concerned, it is a Monday, so we're not going to stretch out the haps too far, but we do have some things coming up here. Like I said, we probably have Brother Kasim on Wednesday, so we can speak a little bit more about the conference over there, the Black Agenda Alliance Pan-African Juneteenth kickoff is happening Saturday, June the 1st. June the 1st is within this week, isn't it?
Yeah, bro. That's Saturday. It's not around the corner. It's down the street.
Yeah. So
that's Saturday, bro. It's coming up.
It's 2 houses down.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get down with that and talk more about that in the days to come and some of the other halves that are going down too. So shout out to everybody who's been putting stuff in Friends of First Sky Omaha as far as haps are concerned. Please continue to do that. Please continue to put your haps and your articles that you want to discuss in Friends of First Sky Omaha, the group page. And I really appreciate that very much, that everybody who's been doing it so far. Also, just a reminder that we are a channel that we are trying to depend on our community to really help support us. So if you're so inclined, go to firstskyOmaha.com, hit the donate button, and become a recurring member of the channel. And for those of you that have been doing that recently, lately, we've gotten an influx of a few other members, and we really appreciate everybody doing that. Please like and subscribe at YouTube. We appreciate you for being a reoccurring sponsor and member of the station. We hope to meet with you guys face to face when we get together on June the 7th as well. We're going to have a few things this summer while Buddy's in town, but this is going to be the first one that we kick off with was June the 7th. We'll have a booth over at Benson First Fridays right there on Military. We're probably going to be right there on Military with the rest of all the goings on. So come over and check us out at this booth. Shout out to Arraigns Productions helping us put this on. Yep. Shout out to artist Sky Ree also that we're going to be featuring. And so yeah, we're building getting the team ready for this. This is the First Sky Omaha team will be in Benson celebrating the end of 7 seasons of First Sky Omaha in the morning. This will be the wrap up of 7 seasons and the next iteration of what the morning show is going to be. It's going to be very, very different. We're kind of letting this first 7 seasons go, and we're going to change up and do something in July. It's called the Next Wave. We'll be talking about what the Next Wave is when you come and talk to us June 7th at the booth over there at the Benson Theater. And stay tuned. There will be a lot more discussion about what's going to happen there, and a lot more events too, especially with Buddy in town. So we'll be doing it. Doing some things. There you go. With that said, man, let's say RG said, but y'all plan on updating the TikTok or not? It don't seem like y'all care about the TikTok. So this is only the second time that I've ever heard anybody be like, "What's up with the TikTok?"
I think it was RG both times too. I think.
Nah, Mr. Phil put a funny one up like, y'all don't make me get a TikTok and then don't update it. And we're like, yeah, we got to try to go where the people are at. I think that what we're doing is a little bit older than maybe the crowd that's on TikTok checking it out. We all are looking at TikTok every once in a while, but it seems to be a real young person's, a super young person's platform. Mostly the activity that happens more on Facebook and YouTube. I'll say, I got to say for us, we still got way more action on those two situations than we do TikTok. Y'all let us know if the TikTok news briefs helped. If you want us to update it, y'all it's all work we got to do. So you know what I'm saying.
that's what I was thinking. Like I'm gonna be honest, man. Like it's me and Paul. It takes us some hours to put them TikToks together. It takes quite a bit of time, and we got a couple other things that we have to do. We trying to roll out this new website. We got the documentary we doing with MCC. So work with us, y'all. Work with us.
With that said, I want to acknowledge the people that are we're trying to build a team, and we've been trying to do that for a little while. And shout out to the people that said they want to be on the team and volunteered for the team. We're definitely going. That's another thing that we're going to do while Buddy's in town is be meeting with folks and trying to build the team out. And yeah, Marlon Harrison says, can you put the time on the flyer for June 7th? We'll be there from Omaha days. I mean, I'm sorry, Benson Fresh Friday kind of starts up about 4, 5, 6 o'clock around there, and then it just goes to about 9 o'clock. 9:10, I think, is when they start shutting things down. So anytime in between there, we'll put a new flyer out on the June 7th thing for you to come down as well. But yeah, just kind of stroll through if you're kind of coming through anyway to see what's going on on Business First Friday, and we'll be down there. And Marlon Harrison, you're somebody who we want to talk to as well. Like I said, we got some ideas on what we can do with people that are trying to help and volunteer and be a part of the content creator camp and all those things. Really, really, really want to make to build this out, and we're trying to just lay out what it is that we all can do together to do that. Stuff like this. If you guys think that we need to continue on with the TikTok situation, then let's help build a team to help us keep that up consistently and do that. That's what you got. If that's where you guys are getting your news, you know what I'm saying. So I appreciate that. Ms. Erica Fell says, I saw your public numbers on TikTok. They were good for being brand new. However, I don't think y'all need to be everywhere. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, we want to be where it's most effective,
right?
Where we got the right people, the amount of people, the audience we're trying to reach that is getting reached, and that's more the point. So appreciate it. Second Phil says, I'll come through wearing my First Sky t-shirt. That's what's up.
All right,
come cop your merch.
yeah.
Appreciate that. Magic Miller Jenkins says, you do great uploading snippets from the show to grow your following. Yep,
working on that too.
Working on all of it. So yeah, appreciate that. She said, RG said, man, I only created the TikTok because we got the same thing Miss Erica felt.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you. Sorry to leave you hanging, but we're working on it. We're working on it. Get our social
like
media.
I said, man, I feel like we have to assess all the time what social media we're going to populate because it all takes time and work. Yeah. And most feedback we get in is Facebook and YouTube. Just gotta say, and starting to get a little bit more attention on LinkedIn. And somebody suggested to us that LinkedIn might be where we need to put our efforts as well, because a lot of people who are checking us out, a lot of people who are paying attention to local politics, they're kind of a little bit older, got families, working class folks, and everybody's on there, getting work, getting jobs, resumes, and so on and so forth. And the fact that LinkedIn has changed up some things in order for it to be more like a Facebook. There people are saying that. And Sherman Wells, he was just on. He's found great success on LinkedIn. So if you guys are LinkedIn folks, let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know.
You? Let us know wherever you are.
We thought y'all was on TikTok, but it turned out it was RG and Miss Erica Felt. Now that's it. So yeah, we appreciate everybody with the feedback. This is what this show is for too, is for us to talk to the people that are paying attention to what it is that we're all discussing, and to get some feedback from y'all about that. This is an outreach, really.
Yeah.
This is an outreach that we do with you, the people of our community. So let us know where you're at,
so we can live alive together.
Hey, living alive together. That's where it's at. Let's live alive together this summer. Buddy, got some words for the people?
Yeah, man. Big shout out to Brother Sherman Wells. It was definitely a pleasure being able to spend some extended time with him and speak to him about a plethora of things. Yeah, definitely. Again, I'm excited. I'll be there next week, y'all. It's coming up. So I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Looking forward to seeing y'all pull up on us. Again, save the date. It's going down the 7th. Again, that's where you can catch us out at Benson First Fridays from 5 to 10. Marlon. From 5 to 10. And yeah. In the meantime, between time, y'all take care of each other, take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones. Catch us on Wednesday. Again, looking forward to definitely a jam-packed episode. Again, we have Brother Kasim Shabazz coming on, Brother Hassani Lee coming on. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Okay.
We just want to apologize. The stream shut down unexpectedly for some reason. First time that's ever happened. So yeah. If you guys are just seeing this piece, we were just going to say our goodbyes and see you Wednesday. And we appreciate you guys being a part of the show today and jumping on in. The tech all the way. The tech said, look, you guys is past 9.
Yeah. It's time to go.
Miss Erica says, Buddy's excitement broke the internet.
Yeah, I guess so. Not sure what happened there, y'all. But again, we appreciate you. We love y'all. We thank y'all for just understanding, working with us, and helping us help you. So, Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess it's time to
appreciate
get up out of here.
Peace. Have a good one, y'all.
Peace.
Oh, wait. Before we go. Before we go. Shout out to the Omaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land. Shout out to you, our elders, for allowing us to speak before you. And shout out to you, the chat chimers, who's probably coming back in to see what happened. Yeah, the program shut us down. So this is our goodbyes. We appreciate everybody, and we'll see you Wednesday.
Peace.
Peace.
By the way, Vanglorious, this is protected by the red, the black, and the green. At the crossroad, with the key.
By any